Alright guys, welcome to Real Life JA on JBL Entertainment TV. I am your host Shane Reed, and as we promised the other night, we're going to be going on the road to show you what is happening in Hanover Eastern, particularly part of the parish that is familiar to me. For most of last week, we have been, assisting our individual and families, whether it's in Trelawney for Bell or Westmoreland for Bell, for meets between Hanover and St. James, and trying to connect with family overseas and family in Manchester. So we spent, last week doing that. So 1 week after Hurricane Melissa, we're going around to show you what is happening here in parts of Hanover and what the entire environment looks like. In the video you're gonna see persons washing on the banks of the Great River. We pass NWC team right out there at Great River there, the entrance to come into the community, and they're working on, you can see them working on temporary solution, which is where they're putting the pipe on, basically on the sidewalk, and then you see them working on a permanent solution where they're digging out the road banking or the roadside and laying pipes there. So yeah, that's going to be the permanent solution for the pipe that got washed away out there, and that is the pipe that that will take water into Hanover and down the line. And we also pass JPS before reaching to Great River. We see JPS worker there digging the hole, and no doubt to put the posts in it. Those of you who go into Montego Bay, you will see them working in the Unity Hall area. So big up JPS, big up NWC. We see you. Earlier we were in the part of Hopewell. We went to Pond Peace, and not much damage there in terms of housing. It's just vegetation, trees, etc., etc. And I know probably one or two damages to roof. We came back into the square, came out here on our way. You can now basically see over Roundale, or practically all around Roundale from the roadside. We went up to the clinic, Poria Hill. We saw one roof there got damaged. The clinic, only the residential aspect of the clinic was affected, and then they are waiting on electricity and water to open. Yeah. And a zinc, a few zinc got blown out from the doctor's quarters, a doctor's area office at the clinic in Hopewell. Yeah, and so we're here in Great River. We're supposed to go up Woodland and on to the other parts of what you would classify as Hopewell Division per se. But looking around all of this area, when October, and Bell will pan and show you, when the month of October started, most of it was looking like a little green, looking better green than that. But looking very prosperous and green. Now it's all looking just dry and burnt. All right, if you look at the hillside surrounding Great River, looking dry and burnt, and I don't know when. Well, I guess in a year time, all of this area will be looking green and prosperous once more. So we're going to go up the hill and see what we can show you and who we can talk to. All right, cool. So this is Real Life with Shane Reed and Bell behind the camera as we try to capture parts of Hanover 1 week after the passage of Category 5 Hurricane Melissa. Alright, so earlier we were basically down below Woodland. We were at Great River, and that's where we did our first recording. So we're going through, now we've gone through Woodland, and devastating. At least 26 houses in this area. down, demolished by Melissa. Beds outside, fridge outside, stove outside, settee outside. Some very expensive bed for that matter. And ironically, while we were going through Woodland, the elements came, the rain came, and you basically saw purses there. And you will see one of these houses where the clothes is basically on the ground, all over the place, furniture all over the place, and already wet, barely dry. It's going to get wet and again. So a lot of assistance. It's more than a week now, but there are a couple households in Woodland that could do with some more urgent assistance. So we call on the relevant authorities to see how best they can attend to Woodland and other areas in Hanover. There is a perception, and you see it online, there's a perception that not much attention is being paid to the parish of Hanover. We understand that things don't necessarily happen as quickly as we want them to, but we look forward to areas like Woodland, etc., getting the necessary assistance that they will need in these very difficult times. So moving on from Woodland, Woodland for that matter, we went to Blackgate. Not much infrastructure damage, just in terms of vegetation. New Mills, those who have zinc roof, you would see some damages to the zinc roof, but again, the vegetation is totally decimated. The entire place is looking brown. Alright, we came up back from New Mills, we went all the way up to Cocoon Castle and came back down. There are two churches in that area that are severely damaged, and again the green bush is gone. We came back down, went up to Bamboo, caught up a few jugs of water, and again, those of you who know Bamboo and know that entire area there below where the water runs, just brown, but trees basically gone. And we came back down after catching the water in the couple jugs that we had. And then we went to the iconic, I think probably the most iconic churches in Hopewell because of the infrastructure and all of that, and the architecture for that matter, how the church is built, and the fact that it has that view on top of the hill, etc., etc. That's Hopewell Missionary, and destroyed. The roof is gone, and probably they will have to start from scratch. I don't know if it was an historical building, because I know that sometimes when you have historical buildings, the government don't necessarily want you to do that much change to it, but it's sad to see that Hopewell Missionary is going through that, and a couple other churches that we saw. Ironically, schools and churches within Hanover seems to have suffered a lot. So guys, that's basically a synopsis, an overview of damages in Hanover, or parts of Hanover, that I am familiar with and that for the most part Belly is familiar with. I don't think we'll be able to go through the rest of Hanover. I mean, by next week I'm gone back to work, etc., etc. So, and by the time I leave work, it's basically dark. So there wouldn't be much time to show you the rest of Eastern Hanover, and for that matter, Western Hanover. What we have basically shown you is parts of what we call Hopewell Division, or Division 2. Alright, so guys, I feel your pain. I wish you all the best, my fellow Hanoverians who have suffered damage or damages. I really wish you all the best. and whatever we can do as JBL, etc., you will see us. We will visit you and see how best we can assist you in your recovery. And as I said earlier in this video, not throwing stones, not bashing anybody, but I just pray and hope that the necessary assistance, the necessary resources will reach these areas in Hanover. And let us not only sit and depend on government or the member of parliament. As fellow citizens, as neighbor, let's pull together. As community people, let's pull together and assist each other, pool resources. Help out your neighbor, help out your family, help out your relative, etc. Do not sit down and depend on government to come from an eye to help us. I think Melissa has offered us a perfect opportunity as individuals and as community to come together, to gel together, and to pool our resources and assist each other. These times, these difficult times calls for community and for community spirit. And probably as a people we have lost that somewhat, and here is a grand and perfect opportunity to rediscover community spirit rather than spending all the time pointing fingers and accusing each other, especially online. So stop being keyboard warriors or whatever and go out there and see how best we can assist each other. So that's a synopsis of Melissa and the way she treated parts of Hanover. Thank you for watching and see you next time.